Hey guys, Sambo here. Welcome back to my favorite city, Vostok. Today I'm finally doing this residential, no, it's not a residential area. What am I on about? It's the tourist area. This area right here. So it's a little bit tricky because it's hilly. We have the large canal, we have the train, we have the highway, we have the roundabout, and we have this main road here. So lots to do, lots to fit in. It's going to be tedious, but let's get into it. So first of all, we can't just rely on that one main road. We do have to have another type of road for them to get around. So this is the secondary road. So we have the main road, which is the large 2-lane one right there. And I didn't want to add in that main road onto the main road because it's just going to disrupt the flow, because there is a good amount of traffic through there. And then along here, since we do have these two different levels of terrain, so we have the higher and then we have the lower one. So obviously I thought it was great to just continue that pathway right along and then just throw in another connection directly to the ferry, because we have the ferry station right there on the left, and like there is so many people. Like you can see right now, I've paused it, and this is before we detail all of this area. There's a lot of people there, it's crazy. Like wait until you see at the end, there's a lot of people. Now throughout this speed build, I'm not going to show you guys the end product, so I'm specifically going to be annoying and not show everything until the end. So right at the end, I'm just going to do a first person tour around everywhere. Nothing fancy, but just me going around, clicking around, having a look around, and we'll explore together. So what made this build difficult is all of this terrain. Oh my god, it was so difficult. It took so long. Not complaining, but it did take a long time. Also, just quickly, I'm dragging the road right up against the canal because I didn't want to have an awkward little space between the road and the canal, because then you have to spend time filling in like a tiny little space, and it's just easier to just throw the road there, put in a fence, and get on our merry way. Okay, so you know how when you place down a building and it does that weird yucky terrain thing, literally just like that. So if you do have that, I don't like that because it just takes up too much space and it looks ugly. So what you do is you get the sea wall and then you drag out the sea wall directly through the building, and what it does is it puts the dirt, or the soil, the land back in, it fills it back in like it's doing right there, and it allows you to it just fills in the space better. It's a better use of space. I like it. It just looks really compact, and it makes it look like maybe the building is, maybe you can do a second entrance point on the next terrain level, which is actually what I go for, the look that I go for. Dragging this road out, what I was doing is making it so it's the same height as the seawall, just so it looks exactly the same. And like I just said, it makes it look like the road right here that I'm doing now is a second entrance point to those buildings, which is really cool. It's a really cool thing. It just adds that little bit more detail, that depth to the whole design, and it's a good use of space. But also I can just throw in more buildings on that road. And if you are doing something like this, I would recommend using the Move It mod to align the heights, because without that it takes so long. And then if you didn't catch it, I just filled it in with the surface painter, with the cement, because there were some awkward little spaces that I did not like. Alright, so there's not going to be just those large buildings on the water level. There's also going to be a lot throughout this area, a lot of really big ones. There are going to be some residential as well towards the back. There's going to be some offices. Well, actually, there's already some offices in there. And then, yeah, I removed that building because it was actually on the main road. And if you do that on the main road, it's just not going to be good, because cars are going to be pulling over and then it's going to disrupt traffic. So I had to make sure that all of the buildings were connected to the smaller little road. And then this right here was just a little commercial, just a few shops, but I'm like, it's probably not the best because there's no pedestrian crossing, there's no parking, like it's a long way to walk there. So, but oh well, it's a good little use of space and it looks good. So it's got the smaller shops at the bottom, and then it's either an office or something at the top. And then since this area is quite hilly, we needed a second access point just to get throughout the whole area. This is a one-way road, but I chose that one because it has parking on it and it just looks better if there's parking on it. Makes it look realistic. This building here is what is that? It's either the leisure or the tourist building. So I use a lot of those. So there's going to be a lot of large buildings, but all of these small ones are just going to be shops and the little leisure buildings. And then this is just going to be some green space. Because you know me, I love my green space. Yeah, it's really hilly, so we need to make sure that there's a lot of pathways getting around. I actually add in another pathway off camera, so I have to remember to show you guys at the end. I put it there because it wasn't a good spot for building anything. It was quite steep. It was a bit of a cliff actually. Really horrible space. So the only thing that was really suitable was that pathway. Hopefully they use it, because if there's a lot of pedestrian activity, like it makes the area look really alive. It looks really good. So again, this is the tourist building, I believe. I don't know, it's pretty much all the same anyway. The only thing is, I don't know if all the people in this area are actually, like, are they mostly tourists? Because I know that the tourists, they come off the cruise ship terminal, which obviously is why there's a tourist area here, but are they all like shopping in this area? Are they going to stay in the hotels and things like that? Or are they just passing through, and are all the people in this area people just who live in the area, or are they workers, or like what is it? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I just wish there was more details about like what's going on. Are they actually happy? Who are these people? What exactly are they doing? Like just that little bit more information. I guess that's the town planning side of me trying to come out and need more information. So I'd probably have to say this part right here, this little cluster of shops and, well, it's actually all leisure buildings. I assume it's all restaurants, bars, clubs, things like that. So it's probably the main part of the whole tourist area for this specific thing, for like a cluster if you want to go from club to club or bar to bar or whatever. And then the space in front of it between the canal, I actually put in a big seating area to, again, enhance the area. And I know that sounds silly, but this building right here, I thought that looks so touristy, I have to put it in. But then I connected it to this building and I was like, you know what, that kind of does look good. So then I added in another wing to the hotel here, and it fit in really well. It really made the area look very touristy, and I just added in some trees, some planters, and like, wow, that looks really fitting for this area. Really cool looking. So let's wrap up the speed build. I know it wasn't much, I didn't really say too much because I just want to go to the end and explore with you guys. So let's go check that out. Alright you guys, this is the exciting part, yay! Let's go have a look. So this is the highway, obviously. This is the turn off into the tourist area. So this is the skyline, very bushy. We can't really see much from this angle, but wow, look at that high building in the background. That's from the downtown. Oh my god. Anyway, let's go down. Obviously I'm going to show you guys zoomed out, but I just want to go through here together. I just love doing this, going around. I know it's jumpy because I'm pressing W and it jumps forward, but whatever. So this is the big buildings that we put down. So that's obviously right in front of the ferry right there. But let's go around here. So around the roundabout, nice big hedge just to block out all of the road activity. The awkward little shop on the corner. Come down through here, nice big hedges again. I didn't realize how steep this part was. I was like, oh, that's a little bit steep. But we come down here, just a few older shops there. Half in the ground, cool. What the heck is that? Anyway, let's go down here. I was thinking, should I ban trucks? Because there's like all these random tractors coming through here. And I'm like, probably don't want those since this is a tourist area. But here we are. Now, I put something over here. What could it be? But let's go over here first of all. There we go. So we got a little shop on the corner here. I know that's not perfectly aligned right there, but such a small thing. Come through here, and I love this road. I love this road asset because it has the trees, it has the hedge, they can park, there's seating, but the only downside is that it's one way. I wish it was two way, but oh well. So we have this huge big building up here. I believe these are offices, a few leisure buildings, or are they just commercial? I can't remember. But yeah, this is remember how I said about the connecting the larger buildings to the seawall? So this is what it kind of looks like up close. Doesn't really work because there's no doors there, but whatever. So we come up here. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, let's go. I'm not very good at this. It's not very smooth. Come along here. Just a few buildings, not too much up here, but it's better than nothing. So if we go in through here, so there's some shops there. This is just really nothing, just a filler area, so we don't really need to look at that. So let's go back out onto the little road here. And then we go. We have a bit of a lookout point here. Not really much to see, but yeah, better than nothing. So come around here. And then we have that large building, obviously, and we can come back up here. Left turn only. We have some shops here, but let's actually cut across here. So we have large buildings up here. We have this older style Russian building right here. So that's the doorway, and then it goes half in the ground. But then we also have this huge big one up here. Where's the door? Is that the door? I don't know. But yeah, we have this huge big residential building. Now, if we go straight ahead, that goes into the residential area, and there's a few shops up there. But we want to go right. So let's go right. Come down here, nice big hedges again. So this this road, this is the really windy road that I add in, and I didn't really add anything in the speed build. So we come down through here, hedges, because it is quite hilly if you go off the road. But we have these right here. This is a big long residential building, so we have entry points here and then here. And the reason why I keep saying where the entry points are is because of the terrain levels. So as long as the entry point is at the road, then I feel like it's fine, because obviously down here is not on the road, but they have the entry point up there somewhere where it meets the road. So come down here, and then we have that pathway right there, which takes you back to basically where we just were. So let's go in there and have a quick look. So you can go down or you can go up. So there's also a big wall up there, and then obviously that just goes back up here, and that's where that lookout point is. So let's go back down here. Oh my god. Oh, now I'm lost. Where am I? All right, I see. Silly me. All right. So, oh my god, where am I? Oh my god. So come around here, let me go back to ground level. So, a bit of a weird terrain there, but we ignore that. Huge big building, that's also residential, but we can pretend it's some hotels or something. And this style, this street, how it's small, it's windy, and it has huge big buildings on it. It's very Vladivostok. So obviously Samivostok is named after Vladivostok. So Vladivostok is a real city in eastern Russia, and it's very hilly, lots of huge big apartment buildings like this on tiny little roads on hills. So that's my inspiration for that. So it is realistic. Come down here, I believe that is a big commercial building, or probably office. Oh well, doesn't matter. Come down here, and then we are on the main road. So let's go this way first. That's obviously the train right there, but we come down here. So I added in a little fence just to I wasn't going to, but I know if I didn't, everyone would be like, oh, there's no fence. But anyway, so we have these big buildings along here, a few Russian style older buildings just to mix it up a bit. Come along here, we have some commercial buildings, and we have a little seating area here, and we got some more leisure buildings. Oh my god. I told you it was busy. I told you. Very, very busy. We'll have a look at where they're all coming from. Probably directly from the ferry. So that's the pathway point. So if you go over to that side, that takes you up onto that level. And then if you go that way, it'll take you across the canal. But there's something that I didn't show you guys. So if we go along here, follow that van. Was that a van? Caravan? Whatever you want to call it. I didn't put anything over here because I just wanted it to be lush, just a few parking lots. Then we come over here, and it's just green space basically. It's open green space, and I thought it would be a nice little getaway from all of the high-rise buildings. There's just a nice little dirt pathway. We go along here, and then the pathway just continues out. It's kind of like a pier, and look at that cruise ship over there. I don't know where that came from. I don't remember downloading it. Oh my god, that's a good view. It looks good. So yeah, just some nice little bit of green space, just so they can get out of the busyness. And then obviously this road here connects up back onto the main road. But let's go back down. If I go through the bush, so the pathway that I didn't show you guys is this one right here. Originally, the only pathway to get to the other side was either way down the other end, or is the one, if we turn around, this one way up there. So it's like they had to walk all the way from one end to the other, depending on where they were. So we needed one in the middle, and I was like, I don't really want to just do a pathway, so we need to disguise it. And that's what I've done here. So this is the train line, which was already there. It was originally there. And I've changed the pillars to something that has spacing in the middle. And using that spacing is where the pathway goes. So I'll show you where it's connected. So if we go over here, so this is that area that I just spoke about at the end of the speed build. So all of the little shops, well, not shops, but like bars and things like that. There's a sneaky little entrance point here. If I go, where is it? There we go. So if you go right, that'll take you up to all the residential areas way up there. If you go left, it follows the train. So it goes along here, and see, it cuts right through the middle. Oops, oh my god. Right through the middle, and it doesn't stick out. It just looks like it's meant to be, and it fits in so well. They can walk underneath those pillars, they do fit, and then it just goes back down and connects down onto this main pathway. What are those people doing out there? Excuse me. Tourists, am I right? Always thinking they can do everything. But anyway, I really love that pathway, not gonna lie. I think it looks so good. Look at it. Oh, it just blends in. You don't even notice it. But anyway, let's go back across. So we have these bars, and then the seating area, some food trucks, lots of people, lots of cars around, which is really great to see. And then we have that huge big resort thing. It's actually really, really huge. I love the pebble road as well. And the hedges, it looks so good. And if we continue down here, that is the other ferry station. So this is where the other walkway is, the pedestrian walkway, and then we have a big building right here. And if we go out here, it just takes us up to the train station or back out onto the main road, which is a roundabout. So that's basically all I did today. Took a long time just because of the terrain and stuff. It was quite tedious and fiddly, but I didn't mind it. So let's exit the first person camera mode. There we go. And I just lowered the speed of the train because before it was going through at unlimited speed, and it was like whoosh, and like as it was coming around the corner, it wasn't even staying on the tracks. Like it was going, like, followed the mouse, it was going along here nice and smooth, and the next minute it was like going straight across here. Like the carriages were on an angle, they were about to disconnect, and like, oh, it was crazy. Like imagine if you're down here seeing that. Oh my god. So it's pretty slow. It's about 30 kilometers per hour only for this part through here, which I think is fair because obviously it's a high pedestrian, it's a pretty active area, lots of people, so you don't want to have this huge speedy train zooming over your head. I wouldn't. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't. So that pathway goes under there, so it's really hidden. Like you don't really even notice it, so that's really great. It's perfect. We have this pathway going up here to the residential areas. We have this other pathway going through there. This is this really skinny road with the large buildings on it. This is the pier that I showed you guys. Actually, I need to make sure that the ferries actually fit under the road. I know they fit under this one because they are really low. And let's go down here. Follow that ferry. Let's go. What's that say on the back? Spree Blick Eye or One. Look at that view. The water's still a bit wavy for my liking for this area, but nothing I can do about that. I suppose I could make the water shallower and then it wouldn't be as wavy, but I don't want to change it because it might delete stuff. And oh my god, look, they got to jump in because it's so low. Does it fit? I think it will fit. Hang on, this one's coming through, is it? It fits, right? Yes. So there we have it, you guys. It is done. Look at that train go. Actually, let's have a look at how many people are getting on at this one. So it must have just reset. How many over at this one then? 3. No, that can't be right. Usually there's a huge amount of people that get off here. It's pretty crazy. Okay, let's have a look at the zoning. Is the zoning correct? Yeah, I just need to add in a little bit up here, these guys. Alright, let's have a look. Cedar District. So the population is over 5,000, so that's quite a lot. Households 1,600, workers 1,700, 20 visits in the last 40 minutes. Little bit slack. No industrial, that's good. Anyway, you guys, that's all from me, Sam Burr. Let me know what area I should work on next, and I shall get into it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all soon.